Three parents walked into court thinking they could twist the story and fool the judge. But as the questions started, their own words began to unravel the truth. What they thought was a clever plan quickly turned into the moment they got caught.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Honestly, Your Honor, I don't even know why I'm here. She wants an increase in child support, and I've been keeping our son for the past 3 years.
All right, so that's why you're here.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess, Your Honor.
You've been keeping your son for the past 3 years. Are you paying child support or are you paying child support?
I'm paying child support.
All right, everyone, get ready because this case begins with confusion that quickly turns into something much deeper. A father walks into court saying he doesn't even know why he's there, yet the mother has filed for an increase in child support. The twist? Their 10-year-old son has actually been living with the father for the past 3 years. Normally, child support follows the parent who has primary custody, so the judge immediately senses something doesn't add up. Is this a misunderstanding of the law, or is there another reason behind this request? Stay with us, because this courtroom moment is about to take a dramatic turn.
You mind if I move over to her really quick? Because I need to make sense of why she filed this in court asking for an increase.
Well, I mean, I do buy things for my son, and it's expensive, and...
All right, so does other parents. They buy things for their children,
Yes.
and it is expensive.
Yes.
So why are you here?
Well, I have a business to run, and I need his help in order to buy these things for our son.
Wait a minute. Your son lives with him.
Yes, now he does.
Now, as in 3 years ago?
3 years.
That's not now. No, it's not. 3 years he's been living with him.
Yes.
So you want an increase in child support
Yes.
to do what exactly?
To help my son, to buy things for my son.
At this point, the judge begins breaking down the basic logic of the case, and the situation starts to look more unusual. The father confirms that the child lives with him full-time and that he handles the daily responsibilities, including health insurance and expenses. Under normal family law principles, that would typically mean the other parent may actually owe support instead. Yet the mother insists she needs an increase because raising a child is expensive. The judge now has to determine whether this request reflects the real living situation or if the financial expectations here simply don't match the legal reality.
My son, of course.
Right, but maybe you're missing it. It's going like this,
Well, he
going
wants
over
to
your
stop
head.
paying the child support, and I don't think that he should stop paying. I think he
He
should pay more.
should stop paying if the child has been living with him for the past 3 years. Under your
Child
original
support.
court order, Mr. Eugene, give me a second. Under your original court order, you are the person that the child was living with,
Yes.
not him.
Yes.
So that means you voluntarily relinquished conservatorship over to dad.
Yes.
Right. So dad should be the person receiving child support from you.
From me.
That's what I said. That doesn't sound right to you?
No, ma'am.
Why doesn't that sound right? Because you're the mom.
Yes. And I have to buy things for my son, and I can't do it alone.
He buys things for your son.
Well, I need to do that too.
You make $400,000 a year, ma'am.
Well, I have employees and things to pay. I mean, you know.
Okay.
As the conversation continues, another surprising detail emerges. The mother reveals that she runs her own catering business and earns around $40,000 a year, yet she still believes the father should continue paying her child support, even though their son lives with him. From a legal perspective, this creates a serious contradiction, because child support is designed to help the parent who provides the child's primary home and daily care. The judge begins questioning the reasoning behind the request, and viewers might be asking the same thing. Is this truly about helping the child, or is there something else influencing why this case was brought to court?
I think what this started from is she may be a little upset. I'm dating her sister.
Why didn't you lead with that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably should have left with that, child. But
You probably should have.
yeah, I think it's going on.
You think?
Maybe, could be. I
There
guess.
are plenty of women in the world. You didn't have to go for my sister.
I mean, that is kind of outside the scope of why we're here, but she does raise a good point.
I mean,
you see why she's upset.
I'm a music teacher. Like, she plays the clarinet.
Oh, okay.
really well.
So y'all been hitting notes together.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
How long have y'all been hitting notes together? That's the question.
That's
a
not to
long
be discussed today, okay? Okay?
Yeah.
You brought it up.
400,000, okay?
You brought it up.
Just when the case already seems unusual, the courtroom learns about a deeply personal twist. The father reveals he is currently dating the mother's sister, and suddenly the entire dynamic in the room changes. While the court's job is to focus on the child's welfare, personal conflicts between parents can sometimes spill into legal disputes like this one. The judge recognizes that there may be emotional tension behind the lawsuit, but she also makes it clear that personal relationships don't determine child support decisions. In family court, the law focuses on responsibility and the child's living situation, not relationship drama.
Because I had the child in the first place. You're the one that took him, and then.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and make my ruling because I see this is a little deeper, well, a lot deeper than just child support. And
it ain't deep, y'all.
No, it is deep.
Yeah.
It is definitely
wrong.
deep. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to stop Dad's child support, okay? His child support should stop. You voluntarily relinquish the child to him, okay? So that means the rights that you had in terms of the child living with you primarily, you gave that up 3 years ago. So it's only fair that Dad stop paying child support. I'm going to deny your request for an increase, okay? Dad did make a request to put you on child support. So you will start paying child support today. With your income, you're capped, right? In Texas, we have a cap.
So I'm going to be paying him money while he's over there with my sister.
Pretty much, yes.
And our son. Our son.
Okay, Mr. Eugene.
need to stop.
Mr. Eugene, that's not cute. Stop that. You do not have to take the knife and turn it. It's already
am his
bad enough,
mother,
okay?
not
Don't do
her.
that.
Then
Don't
be
do
there.
that.
I'm trying to be there.
Okay, as I was saying, he made the request for you to pay child support. In Texas, you're capped at $9,200 for your net resources. So,
Now the judge brings the discussion back to the law and delivers the key legal reasoning in the case. Because the mother voluntarily allowed the child to live with the father for the past 3 years, the father is considered the primary caregiver. That means his obligation to pay child support ends. But the ruling doesn't stop there. Based on Texas child support guidelines and the mother's income, the responsibility actually shifts to her. Court calculates 20% of her income for one child, which results in a monthly obligation of $1,840 plus reimbursement for the child's health insurance. In a single ruling, the entire case flips in the opposite direction.
your monthly child support obligation giving you credit for the one, well, not credit, you have one child. So it's based on 20% of your income. That is going to bring your child support obligation to $1,840. Now, he also testified that he pays health insurance for your son. If you can get private health insurance, you do not have to reimburse him. But until that happens, you're going to be reimbursing him that $200. That brings your monthly obligation to $2,040 a month.
That's more than he was paying me.
He makes $40,000 a year, and as you can see, he likes music, okay? So
He likes people that play music.
right, he likes all of that.
Just one.
So we're just
her.
going to
Okay.
move forward, and then that's what your child support amount is going to be to him. Okay, do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, do you have any other questions, sir?
No, thank you, Your Honor, for serving justice today.
You're very welcome. Although I must say, I can't believe you did that.
I'm sorry.
You smile like he's proud of it.
I'm not proud. She plays the clarinet with it really
Will you
well.
stop with the clarinet? I
All
don't care
right,
about the
well,
clarinet.
you know what? I don't want to hear any more music today. You both are dismissed.
So in the end, the judge's decision sends a strong message about how family courts approach child support. It isn't determined by personal feelings or past relationships. It follows the child and the parent who provides primary care. What started as a request for more money ended with the father's payments being stopped and a new obligation placed on the mother instead. Cases like this show how important it is for courts to look at the real living situation and the child's best interests. But now we want to hear from you. Do you think the judge made the right decision in this case? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more real courtroom drama and powerful legal moments.
Miss Miller, is it Miss or Mrs.?
Mrs.
Mrs. Miller, you brought this case before the court. What is going on?
This is my Future
son's
daughter-in-law.
baby mama.
Future daughter-in-law.
And Tracy. So Tracy leaves the kids with me and didn't come back to check on the kids, haven't done anything, just dropped them off and took off and expects me to take care of the children with no drop food off. She didn't leave any clothes, she didn't do anything. Tracy says she works all the time. That's what she tells me.
Okay.
That's where she is. So she hasn't done anything with the kids.
Okay.
And they're small kids. They're 3 and 4. I'm trying to deal with a 3 and 4-year-old while she runs around and does whatever Tracy decides she wants to do.
Okay. Is her name Tracy?
Yes, Tracy. Tracy, I guess is what it is.
It's Tracy, Judge.
Okay.
It's not that hard. It's just Tracy.
Oh, okay.
So special. She's very special.
According to your son, I am.
Okay.
All right, guys, brace yourselves because what looks like a simple grandma versus baby mama complaint is actually a full-blown family communication breakdown, okay? You've got a grandmother saying she's been stuck raising 2 toddlers for months with no real support, and a mother claiming this was always a temporary plan while the father is deployed in the military. But here's the real tension. The father doesn't even seem to know this case was filed. So before the judge even gets to the law, we're already watching a family dispute turn into a courtroom fight. And the question becomes, is this really about child support? Or about personal resentment finally exploding in public?
I'm confused because I don't understand that.
How long have the children been with you?
6 months.
6 months. And who dropped them off to you?
She did.
Okay.
Tracy did.
I'm assuming the two of you don't get along.
She's not my favorite person. No.
Oh, okay.
No, she's really not. She's really not.
I mean, well, why is that?
I just
curious.
because she lies. She's not taking care of her children. She tricked my son into having children with her.
I did not
just
trick
don't
your son
understand.
into my bed. I
I
didn't
don't
trick your son into my bed. He got there
She
voluntarily.
kind of got a
That's
point
what
there.
you offered.
And very happily, might
That's
I
what
add.
you offered. So he got in the bed.
Okay, how do you know their relationship?
My son tells me things.
Right. You
then-
only get it, hear me out, you're only getting information from your son. And I'm not saying that your son is not being truthful, but that's just one side of it. It's always another
I mean,
side.
I see stuff.
And it seems like you're very passionate about your grandchildren.
Yes, I am.
So you should at least pretend to get along with their mother. I mean, she did drop the kids off to you, so she must trust you, right?
I don't say anything bad about her.
Wait a
to the
minute, wait a
children.
minute. She did trust you enough to drop the children off to you, right?
Or she had no one else.
Even still, with having no one else, she could have put the kids with somebody that she really didn't know.
Not my grandchildren, she was.
That's my point. She trusted you enough to bring them to you.
Good point. Good point. Point
Okay.
taken. Point
Now,
taken.
isn't it fair to
It's probably my
say
son's idea.
part of your son's idea to do what?
Drop the children off to me. She probably did.
This is where the judge starts peeling back the emotion to get to the facts. Because legally, feelings don't win cases. Evidence and intent do. A grandmother keeps saying she works but has no money, but the judge is focused on the timeline. 6 months, 2 small kids, and who agreed to what. And that matters because if the grandmother willingly accepted the kids as a temporary help arrangement, especially at the father's request, then this isn't automatically a child support situation. The judge is basically warning her. If you came to court mainly because you dislike the mother, the law is not going to reward that.
I'm a influencer, and I hate saying that because I'm still growing right now. I'm in
Okay.
the growing stage. And so I do like travel blogs and things like that, which require me to travel.
Object, question. Which one can I do
excuse
the
me.
question? What she said. What's an influencer? What is?
So
what's
what
this
is your
Tracy
legal
doing
what is
there?
your legal objection?
The legal objection is that she's lying.
That's not a legal objection. And there will be
Falsifying information. Falsifying information. What's
Okay.
an influencer? What's that she says she does?
okay,
So that's false.
all right, that's not a legal objection either. So I'm going to allow her to finish because then maybe you can hear what an influencer is.
Okay.
All right.
That works.
All right. Continue.
I don't get paid a lot. Mostly they just kind of cop the expenses and stuff while I'm growing my channel. Before he deployed about 7 months ago. And he did not want me to give up my growing career. I'm starting to get a lot of traction on social media. And so he told me that he talked to his mom and agreed that she would take care of the kids while I have to travel. And I don't travel for like a month at a time. I'm gone maybe 5 days to 7 days, and I'm back 2 or 3, and I get my kids. And then if I have to travel again, I leave them with her. You know, I don't have my mom And so when I got in this relationship, I wanted to have a good relationship with her, and I don't know why she's so mean to me. Like, I have beautiful children with her son, and I'm a good person. And so if she doesn't want to take care of them or help me anymore, I can give up being a influencer
and get a real
my
job.
Kids.
And influencing. When you say influencing, you're talking about social media, content creator, that kind of stuff?
Yes, and my specific niche is travel videos. And, you know, they're young right now. I hope when they're older, you know, my fiance and I plan to integrate the kids and do like family trips and show how to travel on a budget. Like,
Now the mother's side changes the whole story because she admits she dropped the kids off, but explains it as a planned setup while she travels for work and the father is deployed. The judge isn't judging her career, she's judging the agreement behind it. And when the mother says the fiancé told her he spoke to his mom and the mom agreed to help, that becomes the key legal point: consent. If it was voluntary and temporary, the court may see it as family support, not a situation where the mother abandoned her kids. So the real question becomes, did the grandmother agree to this and later change her mind? Or was she misled from the start?
Doing the paying part of the bills, he's always paid part of my bills. That was before the children came. So for
Okay.
her to say he's paying the bills for the children, he's not paying those bills for the children. He's always taking care of his mother.
I don't think that's what she meant by that. I don't believe that's what she meant. And
Your
in
Honor,
order
you
for
just don't know Tracy. You just don't. You just
well, it
don't.
sounds like you don't know a whole lot about
You just don't.
their relationship. You didn't even know that this is about to be your daughter-in-law.
hi, Mom.
Girl, don't say that to me no more. Now, I had a nice girl picked out for him to live down the street. Keisha was sweet. He went to school with her. He
Keisha's
could have had a
missing a
nice girl and stuff. And then he went and got this girl right here. She did things with him that little Keisha wasn't gonna do. But that's neither here nor there. I don't want to slander her. But I do want to say that Miss Influencer should be able to pay for her children that live with me. She brings like Rice Krispie treats and cookies, and
That's
that
what my
ain't no
kids like.
food. They need noodles. I don't know how to cook noodles.
I have one question. When she dropped these children off to you, did she say that she was never coming back to pick them up? Or did she say that this was a temporary situation?
She said, I am pursuing a career that requires me to travel a little.
Okay.
So I need you to watch the children while I do that. Well, of course, they're my son's children. Of course,
Right.
I'm going to watch the children. But no, she did not say that it was going to be this long and she was going to be gone.
Did your son tell you it was temporary?
Well, I don't like to bother him, you know, with some of this stuff. 'Cause
That wasn't my question. Did your son tell you that this was a temporary situation while they were...
Part is pure courtroom tension because you can see the grandmother isn't just upset about the kids, she's upset about the relationship. She didn't even know this woman is basically her future daughter-in-law, and now she's openly comparing her to another girl she preferred. That tells you this conflict isn't only financial, it's personal. Legally, the judge is also catching a major issue. The grandmother admits she didn't confirm the temporary plan directly with her deployed son. And in court, assumptions don't count. If you didn't clarify the terms, you can't later claim the other person tricked you, especially when the father is overseas and the communication is already limited.
You keep interrupting
That's
her.
'cause she be lying.
She did it to you too. So I can't just say that you're 100% at fault. You both are doing it. I don't see how y'all are going to be able to work together with these children if you can't even get a word in. Now, in this email,
See, she interrupted
I mean,
me.
it is very clear what the intentions were. It is very clear that this was a temporary situation and you agree to help them.
She wrote that email. I agreed to keep my grandchildren because I didn't want anybody else to
That's
have
what
them.
the email says.
I agreed. I did agree.
Okay, so
I'll take that.
Mrs. Miller, I don't like to tell people what their intentions are, but it does not seem like you did anything here today other than to come and waste my time, because you should not have filed a child support situation on her. You should not. It's
She's
very
the mother.
clear. It is hold on. It is very clear that this arrangement was for you to help not only her, but to help your son as well. And then if it's true what she also said, that she hasn't been able to communicate with her husband, he doesn't even know that you did this.
This is the moment the case collapses because the email becomes the proof the judge needed. The judge reads it and basically says, you agreed to help, you knew it was temporary, and you came here anyway. And that's a big deal because child support court is for real support disputes, not for punishing someone you personally don't like. The judge is calling out the misuse of the system, filing a case out of bitterness wastes court time and can permanently damage family relationships. Hence, once the judge confirms the agreement in writing, the grandmother's argument loses legal ground almost instantly.
And you all sit down and have a conversation. Get to know each other. This is not the place to do it. This is where bitter feelings, all of those things come into place. This is not the court. This is not the court. This is not the place to be doing these types of things. All right? I'm going to deny your request and I'm going to dismiss this case because you do not have a reason to ask for child support. It's very clear from this email that you knew what the situation was and you agreed to help them. And you're getting financial support from it. It's just not what you're looking for, but that was the agreement to continue paying the bills and everything like that.
I won't be dropping them off on Monday, so.
You ain't gonna have that already there. You probably not coming.
No, hold on. Yes, you are. Because y'all are gonna do what? Y'all gonna go have a conversation.
Did you hear her? We're gonna have a conversation.
Yes, y'all are gonna have a conversation.
You're gonna have to play
and y'all are
nice,
gonna
not
work
just in
this
front
out.
of the judge.
And you are too. Is there anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, is there anything further?
No, Your Honor. Can we order counseling? Is that an option?
Girl, please.
Well, I can't necessarily order counseling because
Because
this.
I can't talk to her. Look how she
Well,
reacts.
here's the
Girl,
deal. Here's the
please.
deal.
In the end, the judge denies the request and dismisses the case, making it clear this wasn't a child support obligation issue. It was a family agreement that the grandmother willingly accepted. The judge pushes them toward the only real solution, communication, boundaries, and acting like a family, not enemies. And honestly, that's the real lesson here. When people stop talking and start assuming, the courtroom becomes the battlefield. Now I want to know your verdict. Was the grandmother right to feel overwhelmed, or did she take it too far by dragging this into court? Drop your thoughts below, and if cases like this shock you, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more courtroom drama and real legal breakdown.
Well, my girlfriend, Linda, she hasn't been supporting the child like I feel like she should be doing.
What do you mean she hasn't been supporting the child? You
Well,
talking about emotional support? You talking about financial support? What type of support are you talking about?
Financial support, being there, visiting, it's very rare that she comes around.
Okay. And what
And
is
when-
it that you're asking me to do about that?
Well, I would like to.
All right, everyone, brace yourselves for this case because what starts as a routine child support hearing quickly turns into one of the most shocking admissions a courtroom can hear. A father has come to court asking for financial support and involvement from the mother of his 2-year-old child. At first, it sounds like a normal family dispute, but as the conversation unfolds, the mother reveals a reason for rejecting the child that leaves the judge, and likely everyone watching, completely stunned. This case isn't just about money. It's about responsibility, parenting, and the harsh reality of what happens when a parent openly admits they don't want their own child.
Have some kind of financial support from her end, and if we could set up some sort of visitation that she actually is in the child's life.
Okay, how old is the child?
2 years old.
2 years old.
2 years old.
You don't visit with the baby?
No, I mean,
No?
I have a night job, and so I sleep during the day, so it's really hard to get up and stuff.
So because you have a night job, you cannot spend time with your baby? That's what you're saying today?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're okay with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you not want to be a mom?
No, Your Honor. I did not want the child. Philip convinced me to have him. I thought it would be okay, but it ended up being a boy, not a girl.
So let me get this straight. You do not want the child because it's a boy and not a girl?
Correct.
That is like the most ridiculous thing anybody has ever said in my courtroom.
This moment is where the case takes a dramatic turn. The mother openly admits that she didn't want the child because the baby turned out to be a boy instead of a girl. That statement immediately shocks the judge and shifts the tone of the courtroom. From a legal standpoint, a child's gender has absolutely nothing to do with parental responsibility. Once a child is born, both parents are legally obligated to support them regardless of personal feelings or expectations. But emotionally, this admission reveals a deeper issue. One that raises a powerful question for viewers. Can a parent really reject their own child simply because reality didn't match what they hoped for?
Because of the gender? So do you not think you need to be paying child support to him?
No, he makes more money than I do.
But he has the full responsibility of parenting the child. You're not doing anything. You don't even want the baby.
Yeah, if he wanted the baby, he should take care of it then.
You made that up. Okay, let's go ahead and move forward because, okay, how much money do you make?
Now the conversation shifts from emotion to accountability. The mother argues that since the father wanted the child, he should be the one responsible for raising and supporting him entirely. But family courts don't operate on that logic. The law is very clear. Both parents share financial responsibility for their child, regardless of who originally wanted the baby or who spends more time with them. Even if one parent chooses to stay distant emotionally, the court will still require them to contribute financially. In the eyes of the law, the child's needs always come before a parent's personal preferences.
$4,000 a month.
4,000. 4,000. What do you do for a living?
I'm an entertainer.
What does that mean?
I'm an exotic dancer.
Oh, okay. So $4,000. Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that exotic dancers cannot be in their children's lives? So you said you don't want to be in the child's life.
Yes.
You just want him to pay you child support and you want him to assume the full responsibility of taking care of the child too because he wanted the child.
Well, I didn't want child support from him. He can just have...
But you don't want him to pay. I mean, you don't want to pay him.
Correct.
No, that's not how this works.
At this point, the judge begins focusing on the financial details of the case. When the mother reveals that she earns about $4,000 a month as an entertainer, the situation becomes clearer from a legal perspective. Child support is calculated using income guidelines designed to ensure that a child receives proper care and financial stability. What stands out here is how quickly the judge shuts down the idea that one parent can completely avoid responsibility while the other carries the full burden. The court's message is simple. Parenting obligations don't disappear just because someone decides they don't want them.
He is not going to be the one that takes care of the child 100% of the time, and then you just get to go dance or whatever it is that you do. I'm not exactly sure what you do at your overnight job. That's just not how it works. So let me tell you what we're going to do. You're going to start paying him child support a month. Now, in terms of visitation, if she doesn't want to visit with the child, there's nothing I can do to make her do that. However, she will start paying child support today, okay?
Okay.
And you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you have a problem with that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, just making sure. So, at $4,000 a month, I have your net calculated at $3,266.81, which brings your child support amount to, you only have one child?
Correct.
$653.36, and you cover health insurance?
Yes.
How much is it?
$344 a month.
300, and that's for the child only. That doesn't include you, right?
Correct.
Okay. So that amount is going to be added.
Now we reach the moment where the judge delivers the financial ruling. After calculating the mother's income and reviewing the father's expenses, including health insurance for the child, the court determines the monthly child support amount. The total comes to about $997 per month. For viewers unfamiliar with family court, this calculation isn't random. Judges use standardized formulas that consider income, expenses, and the needs of the child. The judge also makes it clear that this amount could increase in the future if the mother's income rises or if the child's needs change as he grows older.
To that. So $653.36 plus the $344 that he pays in health insurance will be $997.36 a month.
Okay.
Okay? All right? That should be enough for you to cover anything that you need to get for the child. And just so you know, this child is going to grow up, obviously. He's 2 years old now. He can come back later as, you know, his life changes. He starts going to school. He might want to put him in private school or, you know, anything like that. Any type of extracurricular activities. He comes back in here. You've made more money. You already know what's going to happen.
Yes, ma'am.
What's going to happen?
I'll have to pay more.
Oh, okay. Long as you understand that. All right. Is there anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Delivered, the case comes to a close. Despite openly admitting she doesn't want to be involved in the child's life, the mother is still legally required to provide financial support. The judge orders nearly $1,000 a month to help cover the child's care and health insurance. This decision highlights one of the core principles of family law. A parent may choose not to participate emotionally, but they cannot walk away from financial responsibility. But this case leaves a lingering question. Can money ever replace the presence of a parent in a child's life? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if this courtroom moment surprised you, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more powerful courtroom stories.